Where do you hide your money? Is it in your Bible? Is it in your pill bottle? Or is it in your pen cup? Where do you hide it? So today's video is going to be about saving our money and different places we can put it. So right now mine is in a little makeup bag. Not my change. My change is all over the place. Actually, I have a drawer that I pull open. I dump my change in there. And then I gather it all up and take it to the bank. Now I have several bank accounts. I have one in Florida, one in Iowa, and yes, I live in New York. I look for bank accounts that have interest-bearing accounts that are 30-day accrued interest accounts. And I try and look for the best banks. I'm very, mindset where, okay, my money's got to be earning me money. Got to do it. And I live a frugal lifestyle. We might do a video on frugal extremes, extreme frugality, or whatever you want to call it. But right now, we're doing money that I hide. I go to the store and I push that little cash back. I'll push like $20 or $10. And now I bring it home and I put in my little things. My little wherever I have it hidden. And then when I get so much of it, I will take it and put it in one of my interest-bearing accounts. So I do have several accounts, and I do different things. But having cash on me, I know is always important. And that I like. If I need it, it's right there. I can go grab it. So today we're going to do my cash that I have hidden. Now, this money here is saving for my trip to Dominica. I'm slowly working on it. Now, I still have my PayPal account, my bank accounts, and all that where I have money too. So, it's not all my money. I got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 40, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, 88, A9, 90, 91, 92, 93. So $193, that's not bad for money that I got headed. And it's cash. I want to keep that aside because I know it has a specific purpose for it. This is, kind of like your envelope stuffing. I'd see a lot of people do, envelope stuffing, and I see them, there's some creative things out there, really, really creative. That is one of my favorite things to do, is hiding containers, and then I hide it in areas in my room, or, or in my truck. People wanting to know I got money stashed in my truck. You gotta come up with things. These pill bottles, you got your pill bottles. Now this one has pills in it. They're great for putting, you get the ones, the larger, you can get 50-cent pieces in them actually. You can get quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. Dimes, let me tell you, get a tequila bottle. One of the little tequila bottles will hold over $100 worth of dimes. They have the lower opening, only dimes fit in there. Just keep adding them up. And then when you take it to the bank, there's $100 in that little tiny jar. You'd be surprised. I don't always like keeping my change in glass jars where it can be seen because you're tempting fate there. So I like to hide my money. One of the best places to hide your money is in your Bible. People come in, there's stuff in there. They come in, they see a Bible. They're not going to rob you from your Bible. They don't look in there. They will look in your toilet tank, believe it or not, and they will look in your freezer. Because people hide things in there. Don't ask me why. I don't know if I'd want my money hiding in the toilet tank. But a lot of people do it. When people are robbing you, they're going to go through your drawers and they're going to check things like your freezer and, stuff like that. They see a cookie jar, they're going to open up and look. Is there cookies in there? Or is there money in there? So I tend to look in unusual places to hide my money. But I know these monies have specific purposes. This is for that. This is for this. This is to go towards my $28 a day. Um, these are things that I do to hide my money. You gotta be creative. You gotta think outside of the box. You gotta really think about, okay, I'm gonna go, let's just say Dollar General, and I'm gonna get a few things while I'm there. Instead of going to the ATM where they charge now, my main bank does not charge me. If I get a charge from the ATM, they pay me back my charge, which I absolutely love that. So if that happens to you, let me know. Um, but I will pull out 10, 20, $30 cash back. And then they give me that cash, and then I come home and I put in my little thing. You know, when you get that cash back, it's coming out of your bank account. So if you have an interest bearing account, you don't want to pull it out of your bank account. You want to leave it in there and let your money earn you free money. Keep that in mind. But if you have a regular bank account, you can pull that cash back, bring it home, and hide it somewhere and put it back for that specific purpose. Now, that's money you do not touch. You do not touch that no matter what. If you have an emergency, you got to buy a tire for your car or something, really think it through on how you're going to get that money to pay. Do not pull out of your reserves. That is crucial. Those reserves are there for something very, very specific. Um, you really want to think like, is this gonna save me money or is this gonna hurt me? Interest bearing account, keep your money in there. Just in your mind, or you can do up several check registers. You can have one for your bills and then do up another register. This money is in that same account, but it's meant for this. Or you can separate that money and put in a savings account, which is saving you money, which is earning you interest. You can pull out so much out of your paycheck every week and put it right in there, Or you can the bank actually has a setup thing where you can go in and say, I want to pull $50 out every week out of my paycheck and put it directly into my savings account. Can we work that out? The bank will work with you. Absolutely. They are so good with stuff like that. They see that you want to save your money and they love that you're doing that. The banks have their own interests for wanting you to put money in their accounts, you know. So you definitely want to work with your bank and they will show you the best way to save your money. They have creative ways to really think these things through. So you have to look to see what's better for you. But I do keep money at home and I do have it hidden. I got some really creative spaces. You want to start putting back in money. If you're earning a little extra cash flow from a yard sale or from something that you sold that you found off the street, you want to put that money back in that little spot and say, this is for that trip. This is for that new car I'm saving for. This is going towards my $10,000 a year. This is, yours. You get your reasons. You want to save a lot more money than that if you can. And it's not always easy. Start low and see what you can do. So if you start out, a couple dollars a day, and say, okay, I can handle that because that's only, a few dollars at that, $14 at the end of the week. I can save $2 a day, Then do it. Start that habit now because that habit will grow to big things. And you want those big things. You want to start a habit that's going to change your life forever. Really think these things through because, God says, He didn't say leave your money for your children. He said leave your money for your grandchildren. your grandchildren. Save, 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 save. So your grandchildren, make it a legacy. Say, I want to create a legacy with my family. I want to go on YouTube so that they can watch me forever. My great, 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 great grandchildren can go on YouTube and say, she did all these videos. Now we can see how she was and who she was and who he was. It's a big thing. They can grow up with you and know you're no longer around. Leave a legacy. Put your money back. And let me tell you, if something would happen to you tomorrow, and your children and your grandchildren has to come clean out your stuff, God forbid, I pray that never happens. But they're going to find these little pockets of money hidden all over. And they're going to be like, oh my goodness, she was a money hoarder. Are you a money hoarder? Let it down there. Let it in the comments because I want to know. I love learning all these things about people, and it's so interesting. And if you have a really unique idea, maybe I'll do a video on it. I really would love to know these things. This is one of my little things that I learned early on in age. Hide it. Nobody can find it. You come up with those unique ideas. So, my friend, I'm not going to say no names because I know he watches this. And he'd probably be horrified that I'm telling a secret. Before he would leave the house every day, he would take his money and he would throw it in the microwave and let it sit in there, just shut the door and walk out. He was worried somebody would come in and rob. Because they don't look in the microwave. They'll rip all your drawers out and throw your stuff around. They will look in your freezer because people know that's a good place to stash money. So they will look there. They know that people will wrap it up and bag it up and throw it in the toilet tank. And they will look there. Because they never look in the microwave. I was like, oh, what an interesting idea. I'd be afraid somebody would accidentally turn it on. But if they don't open the door to put something in there, how do they know, that something is in there? But he said it was just a technique he learned early on. Now, we didn't have a microwave until I was in my later teens, and they became popular here in the United States. I don't know who ever invented them, but it was a learning process. We were trying everything. Well, can you cook eggs in there? Can you cook bacon? We were trying all kinds of things. Can you melt marshmallows? Put marshmallows on a plate. And, we tried all kinds of crazy stuff because we didn't know what all you could put in a microwave and what it was used for. Now I know you can put money in there and hide it. Get creative. But let your children know if something would happen to me. I have this secret drawer. I have actually 2 pieces of furniture that has secret compartments in them. And it's a great place to hide money. So I let my children know. Check these places first if something would happen to me. Because if something's in there, that way you have that cash to help you pay for things, whatever you need. And of course, my children all live off in different states. And they all have multiple children. Lots of multiple children. So it would help them in a time of need if they would need to come clean out my stuff. I think it would be a lot easier for them. Okay, now we got this cash flow, and they can put it all in one pot and split it up or however they want to do that. And I have my multiple bank accounts. So my children do know about my bank accounts, and my main account, I actually put my daughter's name on it. Just for the simple reason that if something would happen to me, she's available to get in there and figure things out. And that was huge for me. I was like, she's going to take care of everything, and she's really good with that stuff. So I did, things like that. You put other people's names on it so that they don't have a hard time. Of course, once they have a death certificate, they can go close out those accounts. They got to wait until the estate trust goes through. that kind of thing. Sorry about making my phone bounce. Um, you really need to get outside of your comfort zone while doing this. I am telling you, once you start saving your little things of money and you have your little hidden places that you find, yep, watch that all them fall apart. You know, it really adds up fast too. Once you start doing a couple dollars a day, it really adds up. And then when you get to the point where you can save a ton of it, you really start thinking outside the box. Now, this one here has specific purposes. That's why it's separate from all my other stuff. And the reason why I keep this is because I then give this to the person that's doing all the trips. You know, we go in a group and they will put it in for me so I can just hand them cash. Of course, I could save it in a bank account and just write them out a check, but then they gotta wait for it to process, and let's just get her done. Here's cash, put it in your account, figure it out. They're really good about stuff like that, and a very trusting person. Love her dearly, absolutely love her dearly. But one of the things is there's so many challenges. Sorry, I got a bird that keeps flying right past my window, and it keeps distracting me. Like it goes phew, and then phew. So he just keeps going back and forth. I think he's curious. What are you doing in there? Sorry, I've had sinus problems and cold issues. You know, get creative in what you think. Sometimes, if you just have a cup, it's a great place to throw your change. And then when it starts getting kind of full, just take it into the bank and throw it in that interest bearing account. Even if it's only $5, $6, throw it in there and let it start earning you free cash. You want these things. Compound interest, baby, is the way to go. If you ever want to be rich or better off than what you are, why be the person that's always struggling? Stop being that person. You don't have to struggle. God gave you the power to get wealth. He didn't say, I gave you wealth. He said, I gave you the power to get wealth. Think about that. He gave us power to get wealth. That means he gave us a creative mindset. And that means we can learn different techniques. Go on YouTube. Oh my goodness. I watch all the money masters. I love them. They are so smart. And they come up with the most creative ideas. Things that I've never even tried, never even thought of. But yeah, now I'm like, huh, maybe I could try that. Maybe I could do that and be better off in my life. Maybe that's a good habit to start forming. You start off small because you're not sure, and then you grow to bigger things. And when you create friendship with peoples, I do all the little mastermind classes. I absolutely love them. When you get to know these people, you're now with people that has a more elevated status than you. It brings you up to their level. You start climbing that ladder and you start going up and up and up and up. It brings you up to a different point in life. It brings you up to where you can start now doing things that you have never done before. I didn't ever have the money to take trips. I never had the money to buy a decent car, or. Now I'm very frugal, so I'm still driving my 22-year-old vehicle, and I'm fine with that. As long as I keep up the maintenance, it's doing me very well. No computers in there, no, it's all easy peasy stuff. And I learned different techniques. I learned from the Amish, I learned from the Mennonite. They have a totally different mindset too. So you learn different ways of doing things. And yes, I do, even though I have all my bank accounts, I still keep cash at home. And I keep it well hidden. I'm going to tell you my hiding spot. You couldn't tempt me to tell you my hiding spots because I got some really, really, really good ones. Places you would never ever think to look. So, I mean, you learn these techniques and you learn how to challenge yourself to go the next step forward. You learn once you start learning all these different ways, you start learning. You do a little bit of everything and see what works best for you. Some people can't keep cash at home because they're spend addicts. Are you a spend addict? Let me know. We we'll try and work on that. Spend addicts will spend money. Even if they don't have money, they will figure out ways to spend other people's money. They're like, hey, if you get this credit card, then we could go do things like this, and that. And, then, or this charge card. And then we could do this, and that. And they'll talk you right into spending your money. Avoid those people. I've known a few. Do not let them get you. They hook you in. They convince you right to do it. And some of them are very charming. They just do. And next you know it, they got you spending your money for something they want. Because they can't help themselves. They literally cannot help themselves. They have to spend. They have to get on Temu. They have to get on Alibaba. They have to get on all these things and... But all they're doing is gaining stuff. I learned to be a minimalist. I'm still learning to be a minimalist. And that was probably hard for me. I used to have so many clothes. People used to give me clothes all the time. I'd go Goodwills, all the thrift stores, and I'd buy up clothes. And I used to think, okay, I could have a shirt for every day of the year, and then I could do YouTube in a different shirt. And then I could redonate that shirt. No, instead of spending your money, don't do it. You can wear the same shirt. You can dress it up with, a necklace, a jacket, a sweater, whatever. I have like 5 shirts. I'm dead serious. I donated everything. Gave it away, donated it. I have like 3 pairs of pants, 5 shirts. I have a couple different sweaters and a couple different jackets. I have some jewelry. I don't normally wear it. But you can dress it up however you want. You can do your hair different. Let your hair down, put up a ponytail, do a big bun on your head. You could do something different. You could put on your makeup a little different every time you do a video if that's what you want to do. You can do it in a different area of your house. Move around, go outside. You can do these things. You do not need 1,000 shirts. You don't need it. Get rid of it. When you see how much room you create and how much more freedom you have less decisions to make. You can wake up and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to wear that shirt today. I haven't worn that shirt for a while. And grab it. Or you can lay your shirts on top and say, one off the top every day, however you want to do it. Or you can wear your shirt multiple days and then wash it, once a week. Do a load of laundry. You don't need to do a lot of laundry. It saves you money. You're thinking, ooh, you wear the same shirt every day. Let me tell you, 50 years ago, people wore the same clothes all week long. They had very few items in their closet. They did not have, well, the rich and famous might have had 50 million things. But the average Joe didn't. They had, maybe 2 or 3 shirts and a pair or 2 of pants. They didn't have a bunch of change of clothes. They wore the same ties all the time or the same bow ties. They didn't have, just the past 50 years, that industrial age came around and stuff started being creative and people started going, oh, you know what, I need one of those. Then the outlet malls or the malls came about, and people started shopping and seeing, Oh, they have all these choices. I never knew they even made that. And they started buying it up. Then things changed. People started wearing different clothes every day and started buying 20 million things for their closet. Now they have no room. So that's the house phone ringing in the background. It's actually used for the Amish outside. The Amish pay for the phone. We don't use this phone. But I can't turn off this ringer up here. So it will ring from time to time in my videos. I'm not going to touch theirs, but there must be one of the Amish must be out there using the phone because apparently they got it right away. Save your money any way you can. You know, if you have a problem, you don't want to save it at home. Or you want to duct tape it shut so you cannot get in there and put on an open date like 1 year from now. Right on there. Do not open until February 14th of 2026. Cut a hole in it, shove your money in there. Put your change in there, put your cash in there, hide it somewhere, but you duct tape that thing shut. You do not want to get in there. You do not, or get a mason jar with a lid and a rim, and I don't know what my phone's doing. But if you do that, super glue that rim down, super glue that lid on there, and cut a hole in the top. But I don't go with, if you do that, design outside somehow so people can't see it. I tend not to keep my money in jars anymore unless I stick them in something like a tissue box or something that's well hidden. You know, people come through, they see an empty tissue box there. They don't think to look, well, why is there an empty tissue box? They don't think to look inside the empty tissue box. There's a jar in there filled with money. You know what I mean? Or you can put a couple tissues in there on top so it still looks like a tissue box. A robber's not going to come in and see a tissue box with tissues sticking out of the top and think that's where their money is. Get creative. And of course, if you do have a spend addict in your household, you know, that spouse or something, or that teenager that just has to have it, you do want to get creative. Or you want to keep it where you know they're never going to find it. Or you do want to keep it in your interest-bearing account. But I wanted to go over, why would you want to do this? It winds up being a good place. Now, I could start another account just for my trips, which I was like, I'd have to find the perfect account. You get up there when you start saving $10,000 and $20,000 a year, then you want to go after that orange account or that gold account, or where you earn a lot higher interest, or maybe put into the stocks, or something where it's going to earn a tremendous amount of money. Then your free money is really earning a lot, or your money is earning a lot of free money. You want to go for the higher interest accounts when you can, and then your savings get bigger, and you start thinking of more creative ideas to come up with maybe you start saving $38 a day. You never know. You just keep going and keep going until it gets up there, and leave it for your grandchildren. You may want something specific to do with it, or you may want to donate something for somebody's college fund. Whatever reasons or ideas you have for saving this money, it's important to start doing that. And I may do a creative one on envelope stuffing. So many videos have been doing on envelope stuffing, but I truly enjoyed watching them. Like, they come up with some really fantastic ideas. Keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. What can you do? And if you have something that you want to let me know about, put it in the comments.